Hello and welcome to spooky season, everybody, here on Chicago Reacts. My name is Lauren, and today I'm going to be reacting to the failure of Dashcon, the world's first Tumblr convention. Before I get started on that, I just wanted to thank everyone for joining us. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. We love to hear from you. Make sure you share with your friends. If you're a Patreon, we thank you so much. It means the world to us. We couldn't do what we do without you. If you're not a Patreon, if you feel like you want to look into it, if you want to help decide what we react to, if you want to help come up with polls and all sorts of other fun perks you get, then feel free to look into that. We would appreciate that as well. If you can't do that at the time, again, making sure you just share the videos. Make sure you are liking, commenting. We like to interact with you. I read most of the comments when I can. I like to try and do that. So we, again, super appreciate you. Today, in honor of spooky season, I have my spooky mug with my like demon dragons and swords and such on it. It has rye. I've got a lovely rye in here today. Very excited for it as I watch about the failure of Dashcon. I was on Tumblr during everything regarding Dashcon. I remember people deciding to do it. I remember seeing all of the posts about how we should all get together and talk about our stuff. I remember all of this. I was here for this. I did not go to Dashcon, and I remember watching the fallout and being like, oh, I'm glad I didn't go to that thing. Sort of where I'm at with Dashcon. So, like I said, I know a little bit about Dashcon. I am looking forward to find out what I don't know. So, without further ado, let us get in to the fall of Dashcon. Let's go.
In March of 2013, a group of Tumblr users come up with a brilliant idea. Dashcon, a convention specifically for and by Tumblr users. This is their story. Dashcon, hosted at the Renaissance Marriott in Chicago. Only $65 for the weekend. Epic panel lineup. Welcome to Night Vale reading. LGBTQIP2SAA+. Massive ball pit.
Yep.
Steam-powered giraffe live show. The Baker Street Babes. And friendly memes? You bet. Expect 5,000 people. We'll see you there. Whoosh. Here comes Friday, and a big fat serving of reality. About 500 people show up at 9 AM, but nothing is scheduled until 1 PM, so people just wait around for the next 4 hours.
So at what point did you decide that this is what you wanted to do with your life?
I didn't, it just kind of happened.
The thug life chose you?
Turns out Steam-powered giraffe cancelled months ago. Sorry. If you bought special tickets, no refunds though, lol. Check out the games room. 1 TV, 1 console, perfect for up to 7,000 people. Here's that ball pit you were looking forward to.
Free Palestine! Death to Israel! Death to Israel! Free Palestine!
Overall, it's a pretty fucking slow day.
Okay, so you're
There was like a whole thing about somebody had a baby in the ball pit. Like, there was so much nonsense with that. Like, and now it's still a meme. Like, people will like just have the ball pit single alone in the middle of a giant space. I feel like I've seen that in memes to this day about like when Trump talks about oh, and there was so many people there, and then it like cuts back and it's like a half full stadium, and then the ball pit will just be sitting there. It's great. It's wonderful.
Israel! Free Palestine!
Overall, it's a pretty fucking slow day.
Okay, so you're dressed up as the Batman movie shooter. What made you choose this costume? What made you decide to dress up as the Prime Minister of Israel to this convention?
They say dress for the job you want.
Then by 9 PM, disaster strikes. The bill for the venue hasn't even been paid. The hotel wants it immediately or the doors will be shut and the convention is over.
I'm here at Dashcon. We're about to get kicked out unless everyone in this room can accumulate $17,000.
We currently have a donation button up on our website, and any little bit like helps. Lachlan has a donation back up here.
What? Oh, I'm not surprised.
But they raise the money,
question, girl.
and the con continues. Saturday, artists and stallholders who paid $150 each for their tables aren't selling anything because their customers just donated all of their cash. Tumblr's turned on the convention completely.
The destruction of this
convention
is dedicated to all of the women whose
bank account
have been ruined and ruled by it. I'm stealing
money.
I'm tired of you making me
Donate to PayPal.
tired of you.
They call Dashcon a scam and try to have certain events shut down. Mark Does Stuff, a gay Hispanic panelist,
Hi, I'm Mark.
is sent death threats because they think he's a straight white male who's misappropriating the gay for profit. Pacific Rim is illegal.
That definitely sounds like a Tumblr thing. Like, never ever have I seen a website that's so willing to turn on people like on a dime and also just like go start screaming for justice in ways that are just absolutely nonsensical. Like, I know like 4chan and Reddit get their fair share of people being jerks on that as well, but I feel like you expect it on those websites a little bit. Tumblr was supposed to be, it was like always marketed as this safe space, but what that really means is that the second you step out of line, you just get railroaded. And the second anyone assumes anything about you, that'll pick up like that as well. Tumblr it's the wild, wild west, y'all.
Legally played to an audience of 100. Tumblr sends tweets to Del Toro to get them in trouble. The Dr. Horrible sing-along blog sing-along is cancelled due to copyright concerns. Then, the main event. As long as we get to see a live reading from Welcome to Night Vale, it'll all be okay.
I heard about this too. I remember this because Night Vale was like so huge in 2012, 2013, like during this whole time. Night Vale was massive. I was a huge fan of Night Vale at that time. I've since sort of fallen off of that particular podcast, but you know, it's still a good one. I do recommend it though. Even if I'm not super caught up on it, I at least really, really liked it then. It still holds up. But from what I remember is they were supposed to do a live reading and they weren't gonna get paid for it. They were supposed to get paid and then they weren't, so they said, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this for free, because obviously not. And because the people who were in charge of the convention just didn't have any money for them. They just had hoped that they would do it for free or something like that. And I think Rebecca Sugar was there too, of Steven Universe. And they all hang out in their same hotel room and they all were good friends, and that so occasionally they'll also like comment on each other's stuff on social media, but I feel like this is kind of where it started.
We're here for the live reading of Welcome to the Night Vale. It is 12:50 right now, and they're still not here.
Okay, so basically, Night Vale just walked. What? We're all gonna sign together, okay? So 1, 2.
Yeah, right?
While
Tie
everyone
together.
is still sitting in that room waiting for the show to start, they changed the rules on the website so that there are no refunds. But don't worry, there's a silver lining. Everyone who paid extra to see Welcome to Night Vale is entitled to a free extra hour in the ball pit.
This
Woo!
is where your $17,000 went to.
And with that, a meme is born. By the early afternoon,
I didn't realize it was $17,000. Like that they had to raise for the people who were there. Like, I didn't realize it was quite that much. And it's like, I do wonder where all the money went. Because people paid to be here and then they paid extra to go to some of these panels and these performances, and nobody had money. Like, none of the people who were performing were gonna get paid, which is why everyone walked, because no one was told this. And so I just wonder where did all the extra money go?
the vendors pack up and leave. Some shitty panels happen.
LGBTQ&A, where they gave us too small of a table and not enough chairs. So pansexual, polysexual, omnisexual, fluid.
Because again, they don't have any cash, they're giving out free hotel mints as prizes. The teenage unpaid helpers, who are promised free meals, aren't given anything and go hungry. There's a full-on organizer meltdown, And Tumblr finds out that the main artwork used for the convention is in fact stolen copyright material. By the evening, the unthinkable happens. The ball pit starts to deflate, and someone pisses in it.
Oh yeah.
Sunday. The ball pit is taken away.
Bye, ball pit.
Also, Tumblr finds out that Random Acts, a charity that Dashcon claims to be partnered with, isn't in fact partnered at all. Which means, by the way, they've just been pocketing the money. The organizers host an official apology panel.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Like, okay, so Random Acts, for anyone who didn't know, is a charity that was started by Misha Collins of Supernatural fame. And it's, you know, it's random acts of kindness, essentially. That's what the charity is supposed to be about. So, and he always hosts this thing called Gishwiz, which is the greatest internet scavenger hunt the world has ever seen. Basically, you get together, you have to do random things, like create an article of clothing made out of cheese, you know, or like random stuff. But then you also have to do random acts of kindness. It's part of the scavenger hunt, and whoever gets the most points at the end gets to go on a mini vacation with Misha Collins. At least that's what it was back in the day. I don't know if they still do Gishwiz, honestly, but he was huge on Tumblr. Gishwiz was huge on Tumblr. Random Acts was huge on Tumblr. So the fact that they used that and just stole the money, what were they going to do? Oh, and look at this. Look at this right here. It says part of that is on us. All of it is on you. Oh my gosh.
Organizers host an official apology panel.
Part of that is on us. There's a lot of mistakes made on a lot of different people's parts, and we take full responsibility for the parts that were us. We are first timers, but we intend to learn from our mistakes to make 2015 even better.
Here's a quick summary of that.
So they're oh no, we'll tell them now. So
I blame somebody, otherwise it's all my fault. Fuck that.
Haha,
And everything is
yeah.
closed by 1 p.m.
Jesus.
Since Dashcon, there have been many rumors online that the whole thing was an out-and-out scam. So I did some detective work to see whether it was true. I think what I found proves that even if the staff didn't set out to scam people, they did opportunistically steal and lie. Prepare for some high-quality autism. Dashcon had a written agreement to pay $40,000 plus some change to the Renaissance Hotel Marriott. They paid $20,000 before the thing began, so they had a balance of $20,000 still remaining. They told the hotel that 5,000 to 7,000 people would be attending, and could they please pay as the door sales came in. As a financially risky move, the Marriott agreed verbally but not in writing. On the first day, the hotel sees at most 1,000 people. They know that Dashcon's door sales are fucked, so they enforce immediate payment as per their written contract. Dashcon does not have the funds. And here's where it gets interesting. Dashcon claims they only have $3,000 in cash. So at 9 p.m, Dashcon staff gather everyone into one room to beg for the remaining $17,000. Let's do a head count. 33, 129, 120, maybe another 33 here in case there are people on the margin, and we'll add 10% to be generous. It's unlikely that there are more than 350 people in this room. Now we know they reached their goal.
Almost got shut down.
Really?
We need to raise $17,000.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Did you do it?
We did it in under an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
They received donations by PayPal and cash, but only a small fraction in cash.
Who's this guy doing all of these interviews? I mean, I super respect him, because this, like, as soon as you see what this is actually going to be, of course you have to start doing interviews, but I wonder who this is.
Let's be generous and say 1/10 of the room at most. You can see people donating in the footage, and it's probably much less. So even if each cash donor is giving $20, which again, generous, that's only $700 total. Therefore, the other $16,000 or so is in electronic payments. Now let's look at this leaked list of transactions. Hold on. They made most of their payment in cash, almost $12,000, but they only could have got $700 from the donors, and they only had $3,000 in cash. So where did the rest of it come from? It's door sales revenue, not donations, meaning they lied about only having $3,000 in the first place. They actually had at least $10,000. Now, here are the transactions.
I gotta go
that
back
come
really
from
quick.
at
Sorry,
least
because I want to see what that
$10,000.
says. They state that they never went to a bank because they were all closed at 9. Also, the credit cards were at their daily limit, so ATMs didn't work. All of their credit cards were at their daily limit, so ATMs wouldn't work. Okay. All right.
Now, here are the transactions that come from the PayPal MasterCard. Let's take that from the total owed, and what we get is the following. In a best case scenario, of the donated $17,000, at most, they spent less than $7,000 keeping the place open, they spent over $2,000 on themselves and their own accommodation, and the remaining $9,000 or so, they pocketed. Also, they're liars.
Because I was on stage for an hour in front of 5,000 people in a room.
Is there 5,000 people here?
A riot. Yeah, okay, back to my post.
But there's one last thing I want to touch on. As part of the merchandising, an official Dashcon DVD is listed. And it's possible that a copy exists out there somewhere, and I need to find it. So I want to put a $100 bounty out for anyone who might have a copy. It doesn't need to be the physical DVD, just a copy of the file itself. The hunt is on.
I want that too now. This is a Night Vale panel. Do not attend this. Stare at the blank wall. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do remember actually a lot more of that than I thought I did. I remember everyone getting really excited about how we should have a convention, because we're like, oh, we are all such like-minded individuals, and this one will like really fit into our niches, and like we'll be able to talk about the things we want to talk about. And I remember that being a whole thing. Also, don't know if anyone remembers this, but Tumblr University was a joke that happened for a while. It's like you go and you learn about shipping. Oh my god. Oh, Tumblr. Oh no, so cringy. It was so cringy. We were so cringe. But so I'll talk about spooky season. Ask someone who was on Tumblr in that era about Super Hulock, like, and ask them what they were about, what they were doing during the era of Super Hulock, because I guarantee you, they're ashamed of it. They're ashamed of it now. And well, they should be. Anyway, I didn't realize that they were like taking like they took the money. I had definitely always kind of thought that it was a much more innocent misunderstanding. Like these people didn't know what they were doing because they'd never come up with they'd never done a convention before. They didn't know what to expect. But I do think that's why a lot of conventions want to have a lot of pre-sales. They want to know who's coming, so they have the RSVPs. You have to buy your tickets in advance. Even in like big conventions that they know they're gonna get thousands of people to come to for sure. I don't know why they thought that they were gonna get 7,000 people from Tumblr.com, because at the time most of the people on that website were like 15 and their parents weren't gonna pay for them to go. Tumblr's always been, at least it feels kind of, it's been skewed towards sort of a younger audience. So the idea that they were just expecting 7,000 people just because thousands and thousands of people responded well to the idea on the website, the fact that they just trusted in that seems a little bit naive. So I was not expecting it to be more, they just took it. They just took the money. I remember that there was a lot of whining that the organizers spent a lot of money on themselves instead of on anybody else. I remember that being a thing, but Interesting. Anyway, that was the fall of Dashcon, and all of that's like, oh, we'll make 2015 better. 2015 did not happen, obviously. And now I will say, I am still on Tumblr. Every so often, somebody will make a comment about how, like, oh, there should be a Tumblr convention, and everyone's like, no, stop, don't. It's the worst idea. Or someone will like post something about how on TikTok someone is saying that we should have a TikTok convention. Like, please don't do that. We can tell you it's a bad idea. Some of us have been around for a minute. Bad idea. TikTok convention, Tumblr convention, any social media convention is just a bad idea. It will not go well. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, look at other videos on this channel, on our other channels as well. Thank you again so much if you are a Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we really appreciate your support. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.